Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Billy Goat Tales on this fine, beautiful Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. We are going to have a great show today. We're going to be talking about some new, well, not new, but some wallets, different kinds of wallets, hot wallets, cold storage wallets. We're also going to be talking about RWAs, just because they're eating up so much of the conversation and market share. And we're going to talk about the Bitcoin conference as well, since the Billy Goat Tales team's going to be there. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to get into some other topics too. But first, let's say hello to everybody. What's going on, Jimmy Jim?
What up? What up?
Good
Another
to see
Sunday.
Yeah.
Hanging with the gang.
It's not too hot in Texas, is it?
No, it's about 86. Feels like 96.
86. It feels like 96. And Dave Digital, you're down there in Texas too. What's going on, Dave Digital? Head of digital production for Billy Goat Tales.
I tell you what, just having a good day down here in this heat. I tell you what, we just went over this morning. I did to my grannies who turned 96 on the 29th. She's turning 96, but we had her birthday party today. It was amazing. The great grands all around and everybody having fun, swimming and just having a blast. Her having some ice cream cake with cherries in it and just scratching lottos and just having a good old time, man. It was really awesome. So look forward to the stream. We'll see what Bitcoin's going to do. We'll get into that a little bit more. And I'm really excited about Bitcoin Vegas. So we're excited about what's going to happen there. Really, really excited.
Yep. And another Texan, Tex-Mex, Biomex. What's going on, brother?
Boom, 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 boom. What's going on, y'all? Good to see you. Not much. I'm just excited for the show. We've got a lot to offer, and let's get into it.
Yeah, and of course we have the Red Man. What's going on, Red?
Hello, everybody out there. Thank you for being in our chat. Our chat is live right now. These guys are amazing. Hola to the chat for sure, Billy Becky.
Yeah, well, let's say hello to the chat. Jimmy, you want to say hello to everybody?
Yeah, let's run through what we got so far. Of course, we got our girl Alexandra G. We got Greg Nowak, Crypto Princess showing her wonderful face. And Dave, where is everybody? Oh, there we are. Crypto Farmer. We got Green Day Profits in here. It's one of our regulars. Username, Jesse, our boy Jesse. And we got Mark Dutch. And I don't know if I missed anybody. Sorry.
All sets there. Oh
yeah, all set. Yeah.
Green Day, Crypto Princess is in here too. I don't know if you said that.
I did.
Yep. Green Day, the NFL draft. We were just talking about it behind the scenes. So
looking forward to Crypto Princess's interview with Jay Chain's coming out. That's going to be exciting when he digs deep into what's been going on in his life, which has been eventful to say the least.
That's going to be cool too. Yeah, that's going to be a great interview. She does fire interviews, Crypto Princess.
And to watch her tell her story was really, really amazing. It was cool talking about how she was naughty in high school. So it was very cool to watch that. Yeah.
And it was her birthday on Friday too. That was great to see.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy belated.
Happy birthday to you.
Yep. Green Day, we'll run it back. I hear you, brother. Well, let's get into Redman. You want to do some crypto bubbles?
Let's go. So looking at the hourly on the crypto boobles, we got a lot of red out there.
You got to pull it up. Let's see.
Oh,
there you go. Oh, somebody's getting there. You go.
There you go. We got a lot of red out there, so we're getting a little dump. But as you can see, Pengu, which is the Pudgy Penguins NFT, they came out with the coin, and the coin is waking up here. It's up 130% over the week. So big shout out to the Pudgy Penguins coin and that group. They just do well in everything they do. Let's see, Walrus. This is a Sui coin.
Well, the Penguins, they're in it. They're on Walmart, man, right?
Yeah, they got toys.
Yeah.
You can go to Walmart, buy their toys. I mean, it's just $724 million market cap already. It's up 5 ranks this week. So
Now that's a
this-
real world asset, a plushie that I could get.
pumping. So we got Walrus. This is a coin on the Sui network. I don't know what type of coin it is. I haven't done very much research on it. Everything else is pretty much red. Let's look at the daily. Daily, pretty much same thing. Radium's still holding up a little bit. Radium at $3.13
Wow.
now. So Solana Dex coin right there. So that's good to see. We love Solana here at the Billy Goat Tales. Bonk having a good day of 5%, up 61 for the month on Bonk. Wow, look at that nice little strong pump right there. Getting a little retest. Let's see if we can get back up to the all-time highs. Let's see, weekly. Well, the weekly is green. So this is the kind of thing we were talking about this morning. These coins, I mean, look at how much they're pumping, right? Look at the strength in the market right here. And this is mainly altcoins, right? So altcoins have been doing pretty good over the last week. I've been reallocating my altcoin bag. I don't know what you guys have been doing out there. It's not financial advice, but if I'm seeing stuff like this happen, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next, right? So going on to the monthly, it's bullish. It's bullish. Obviously, you got some red in here. TIA underperforming. Crow coin underperforming. Ton coin underperforming. Pi down 23%. Yeah, this hasn't really been moving with the rest of the market, but CAS is up 41% over the month. So CAS showing a little bit of strength there. It's good to see out of those guys. Brett coin, meme coin. So not financial advice. Tau, some pretty good news came out on Tau with Grayscale. So you guys can research that in your own time. But yeah, that's pretty much the bubbles. I'll send it back over to you, Billy.
Yeah, man. So I was looking in my Coinbase to see if I thought I had some pudgy penguins, and yeah, I do. I was like, oh, that's great to see, because I thought
two of the
thought I
plushies,
bought it.
thanks to Andrea.
What'd you
Well,
say?
a lot
Tony?
of people who have a Phantom model, they have pudgy penguins because they probably got airdropped. I know I swapped my airdrop for UFD.
Mm-hmm. I sold my
55%.
sold that puppy.
Tony, you were saying something about Andrea and the pudgy penguins?
Andrea sent me two of the actual plushies, so I showed one earlier. But yeah, and the other one's on my bookshelf,
There you go.
still in plastic.
I see who
Thank
she
you.
loves the most. It's cool.
Hey, Karen's in the chat. Good to see you, Rusty Bot. Can't wait till we get to 1,000 subscribers so we can add our emoji, our WD-40 oil can for Rusty Bot.
And Nacho says he has the trading cards for pudgy penguins.
Nice. Somebody can start throwing those on the screen if you want. In the meantime, I think let's just move right into the market update. You ready for that, Tony?
Let's go. Dun, 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 dun. So today's market cap, we have 2.96 trillion, up about 0.14%. And the fear and greed index 53. I think the last time it was in the 20s, wasn't it? Maybe it was lower than that, but I think we're in the 20s the last time. So that was 2 weeks ago. Fear and greed's about 53, so teetering on a little bit more positive than negative. Let's see. We've got Bitcoin currently in the 1 hour down just slightly, not even a 0.01%, or not even 0.1%, up 10% on the weekly. And then Ethereum continues to have a little bit of a downslide, but on the weekly it's up 13%. We have XRP is up almost 10% on the weekly, and on the 24-hour, it's the only one so far in the top 7 that is green at 3.74% on the daily. Let's see, we have Dogecoin up 16%. So just about everything kind of following Bitcoin for the most part on the weekly, and a lot of red on the hourly and the daily. So Chainlink is still following a good trend. Sui was up 71%. So I don't know if anybody knows anything what's going on with Sui that had such a big change, but Sui was up 71% on the weekly and showing green here on the daily. So a little bit later today, we're going to talk about real world assets. And so there is that category here. So we'll come back to that category and talk about real world assets on the coin market cap. It's number 8 as far as one of the things that we're going to talk about. So we will talk about that later. Anything else?
I don't know. I think that's a good job right there.
Thank you.
Well, let's get into our first topic. We're going to talk about crypto wallets, right? Especially for beginners. A lot of us, we've been around a little bit of time, and we've had many different wallets and tried using different wallets. So wanted to have a conversation. Everyone on the team, it seems, has a different experience with different wallets, whether it's a cold storage or a hot wallet. So Redman, when I was talking to you for a cold storage wallet, you like using the Tangem wallet. Tell us why is that one your go-to cold storage wallet for yourself?
So it used to be Ledger, but Ledger had a little bit of a FUD, and I don't want to FUD. Ledger's a great product, but there was a little bit of FUD. So I searched for another wallet, and I found Tangem. And what I like about Tangem is when you buy it, you get 3 cards that come with the set, right? So you could have, realistically, you could have 1 card at your house, you could have 1 card at another house, and another card at another house. That way, if something happens at your house, there's a fire or whatnot, you lose it or whatnot, you have 2 other cards to back up to gain access to your crypto if you needed to. So I like that aspect of it. I also like that if I make a mistake and I click on a link and the guy tries to drain my wallet, or the phishing scam tries to drain my wallet, they can't, because the only way that you could take money out of that wallet is if you actually physically tap the card to the back of your phone. I think it's called NFC, I think is what it's called. But it uses NFC to be able to create that transaction and send that crypto where you want it to go. If it doesn't have that transaction, then there's not going to be any crypto sent anywhere. So very hard to scam that wallet. That's what I like about Tangem. And that's what kind of attracted me to it. But yeah, there's no knock on Ledger. Ledger makes a great cold wallet. I just thought that Tangem gave you that added layer of security.
Is Ledger the one that we saw that had the horrible interview on BitBoy or somewhere like that back in the day, where it just seemed like they weren't telling the truth about anything, and then they had that backdoor FUD come out? Is that the same one?
Yeah, that's Ledger. Yeah, they had the backdoor built in, and then the people were afraid that the government or hackers could use that backdoor to take their crypto. And ever since then, I just, when it comes to my money, I want to be as safe as possible. So if I feel like there's a vulnerability, I'm going to make sure there isn't one or that vulnerability risk has been greatly reduced.
And I think I was watching Rob at Digital Asset News. Doesn't he like a Tangem just because of it's got a easy user face? Like, it's really easy to do the stuff that you have to do in it on Ledger. It seems to be harder, like an old school texting or an old school flip phone or something like that when you're trying to text.
Well, the way, and I still use, well, it's not, it's my wife that uses the Ledger now, but the way they do it is that you download Ledger Live. Okay, Ledger Live is like it's like your marketplace, but it looks like a marketplace when you open up the app, but it'll show you a profile of all your crypto that's in there, and then your wallet there's a USB cord that goes from the actual cold storage to the computer itself, so it is hard lined in. There's no air, there's no Bluetooth, there's none of that. This is all hard line, which I do like that part of it, because it's more secure than being air gapped, right? So, but the way it works is you got to have that ledger live open to be able to access your crypto, and then on top of that, you have to confirm it on the ledger itself to be able to send anything. And I do like that security aspect of it, but I just think it's much safer the way Tangent does it, and they give you more options with the 3 cards. So
I have no problem with the ledger. That's what I use. It's been great. I love the fact that you can stake right from it, and they're adding all kinds of features to it all the time, such as swapping coins. The whole idea, and our audience here at Billy Goat Tales, everyone in the chat. By the way, good to see you, wifey. Good to see you, Andrew. Good to see you, Joe. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate all you guys. What I like about it is the fact that the Ledger Live interface, but most of our audience knows that the big difference between a hot wallet and a cold storage wallet. So like when I first came into crypto and I used Coinbase and I heard everybody say, not your keys, not your coins. I didn't know what that meant. I heard everybody saying it, but I had no clue really what that meant. Right. So most people in every bull run, we have a lot of new people coming in, right? And they get ramped up onto Coinbase and they buy on the exchange, right? And they leave it there. And then slowly you find out of all the horror stories like Mount Gox and of course we most of us been a part of the FTX exchanges going down, and you just, not your keys, not your coins, get those coins off of the exchange and put them in a hot wallet, or better yet, a cold storage wallet, right? So I do use Ledger. I like the interface. I like the Ledger Live. I have never had an issue with it. The ethos, or when they came out and said basically, they can turn that stuff over to the government, or there's a way in which they could access, your secret phrase. I don't like that. But I also thought it wasn't big enough for me to move my money out of there. And it was for other people though. And that's great. I have no problem with it. It might be at this point in time, because that's things like at least 3 years old. It's at least 3 years old. It might be time for me to even explore, different cold storage devices. But yeah, what about you, Jimmy? What cold storage do you use?
No, same as you. I mean, I use the Ledger. I mean, the whole quote unquote back door, is something that you have to enable within there. It's not there by default. But yeah, I have no problem with it. That's the only one I use, is Ledger.
Yeah. Yeah, I have one of those. I haven't used it. I bought it, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And I'm going to mispronounce this. It's sitting over there. I should grab it. It's Epical. It's air-gapped hardware wallet. Epical or something like that. Someone told me about it a couple of years ago. I like the fact that it was air-gapped. I said, I'm just going to get it in case I run out of room, right? Because a Ledger can only have so many, it's just like a flash drive. It can only have so much space. Once you buy so many coins and eat up so much space, you got to move on to something else, either get another Ledger. So I had that ready to go, but I haven't really messed with it. And probably by now I'd have to update it and everything else. But you do have to update the Ledger too. So like I don't plug it in maybe once a year. I have to plug that thing in because I just use the Ledger Live pretty much if I want to look at my portfolio. But when I do plug it in, there's like 13 updates. So you got to let it go through and update before you can take me to church. What's Dave Digital, head of digital productions, playing around over there. What about you, Tony? What's your thoughts on the wallets?
I got 2 ledgers. I have I think a Nano S and the X, and I just haven't bought anything else You know, I know I was looking at the one where you could show your NFTs, you know, the digital one. I don't even remember the name of it. I just haven't looked into buying a new one because I've got what I need at the moment. And so maybe it's something I'll look into at the conference or going forward. Maybe it's something we dive into.
Maybe we'll have somebody that wants to give you something to try out that maybe you'll review on the channel there, Tony the Brick.
Perhaps. Tony the Brick. Entice me a little bit.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of us, at least for newbies like or not newbie, but somebody that doesn't have a significant amount of Bitcoin or anything like that, keeping it on an exchange and just staying safe is good enough for me. I tried, of course, the Trust wallet. I tried the SafePal wallet, and all of that's ETH based, so it costs a lot of money to move out of those things. So I just prefer to be able to move between exchanges for cheap. I prefer not to have to go on to the ETH blockchain to move anything around.
So Dave, if I'm hearing you correctly, you don't have a hot wallet and you don't have cold storage.
I don't have cold storage. I have hot wallets, and I have what is it? The Trust wallet and the MetaMask and SafePal or Safe, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I have those three, and then I have exchange wallets. But I don't use those three because I can't. Once I get something over there, it costs me too much money to move it. It's more than it's worth. So I don't use those.
That's like one of the biggest mitigating factors of why people leave everything on an exchange, right? So if people don't want to pay 20, 50, $100 just to move a little bit of value to a cold storage wallet that they think, you know, if it's crypto, we're going to sell in 6 months anyways. So maybe that could be one of those things that, you know, the networks work on to try to the fees a little bit. Other than, I know Solana's cheap, Base is cheap. You know, why can't everything else be cheap?
Yeah, my Taka is sitting over there on my Trust wallet, and I can't move it and use it. I haven't used it in years. The coin. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I bought it when it was going up, and I moved it over there, and I just can't do anything with it. It's not worth it.
Karen says, I'm going to the Bitcoin meetup tomorrow night, and they're going to go over the BitKey wallet, but you can only store Bitcoin on their wallet. Yeah, a few years back, they gave a wallet away at the Bitcoin show. So you know how they give you those little bags when you go in? There was like everybody got a free wallet that year. There are a lot of different wallets out there, and Tony and I, of course, we're big on Cardano, and so you have their version of a hot wallet, which was Nami, and then now Lace, right? But a lot of the chains have their own individual wallets too, right? So you know, when people use the word wallet, well, you have Uniswap, or MetaMask. You have MetaMask, right? ETH based, and back in the day, that's pretty much what everybody went to after they bought on Coinbase. They pretty much found their way into MetaMask, but it's clunky. You know, it took me a year to figure out how to use that doggone thing, you know, and I mean, because there's more features to it than just buying and selling, right? So especially with the NFT side of things. So I do think, and Dave, you coined a new word a minute ago. You said user face, and I was thinking you were mixing up username and crypto face and created a word user face. I was like, but somebody was talking. I didn't want to interrupt. But the actual experience from they're user friendly. Today, a lot more of these wallets are user friendly than they were a few years back, right? So I think like using the Vesper wallet for Cardano. It's their chain specific wallet. I think it's easy. I think it's simple, easy. A lot of people don't know, but if you have like a hard, like the Nami wallet or the Lace wallet, all you have to do is add your account, say to your Nami, and just put in your secret password, and boom, it's right there live on your hot wallet. So a lot of people don't know that you can actually add accounts to multiple different hot wallets as long as they accept them. And you have an interface there that allows you to utilize it in many different wallets, right? So, Crabman, good to see you. Finally caught a Sunday, not too late. Yeah, man, we're glad you're here, brother. Glad you're here.
Yeah, and I think too, some of them make it hard, like the MetaMask and the Trust and the SafePal wallet. They don't tell me stuff like the Phantom wallet does. Like Phantom will tell you, hey, you just got an airdrop or you're eligible for this. How about you go claim it? Those other wallets won't even show that you have anything. Like if somebody sends you a coin, you got to go know the ticker. You got to go find the coin. You got to upload it into the wallet. It just doesn't just automatically populate. Solana, even the Phantom wallet does. It'll tell you, hey, look, here's a pop-up that says you're eligible for a airdrop. Why don't you go get this coin? And so it was just harder for me to use those other wallets. It was just hard.
In the Coinbase hot wallet, you can look at transactions. It'll show you, if you go in there, the 3 tabs on the bottom, you hit the transactions. It'll show you everything that's been airdropped, everything that's been sent to your wallet or sent out of your wallet. So that's kind of the way I use the Coinbase hot wallet, which, I mean, hot wallets, I wouldn't keep a bunch in there for the beginners out there. I would keep a small amount in there just to be able to do the things that you want to do, but don't keep your HODL bags in your hot wallet. And the reason why you don't do that is it'll prevent you from losing a bunch of money clicking on those phishing links, the links you're not supposed to be clicking on. And as soon as you attach your wallet to that website, your money's gone. So be careful with hot wallets out there.
Yeah, like Uniswap, you will get airdropped tokens. And this happened on Coinbase too back in the day. But, you'll see a balance. Oh, you got $600,000 of this token. And everybody gets all excited and thinks, wow, oh man. And you click on that thing and interact with it and you're in trouble, right? So there's features in most of these wallets, or a lot of these wallets, especially like for sure Uniswap, where you can hide the token. Just don't interact with it. Just go in and hide the token so you're not interacting with it. And the one years ago that happened on Coinbase, all of a sudden it shows up, you got a couple $100,000, fake, right? It's all fake news. It's not real, but it shows you in your balance like you have this. And back in those days, I think it was on around the blockchain, or someone was talking about it. And luckily when I saw that, I was like, oh, let me go check. And sure enough, I got one of those, and I just didn't interact with it. And eventually Coinbase just took it off. I just didn't interact with it. So if you get those, don't interact with them. Don't think you got somebody sent you a coin that went up in price and you got a lot of money here. Now, man, you're going to get smoked. And bringing that up, there's an OG, not going to say his name. I've shared a lot of spaces with him on X-Space, but just last week, today's Sunday, it's the beginning of a new week. So just a few days ago, he got smoked for 1.5 million. He's OG. 1.5 million they got him.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're getting better and better.
They're getting better and better and smarter and smarter.
And none of us are exempt. Jason got hit. Bybit, was it Bybit or got hit? I mean, everybody's getting hit. That's big money. And I think any of us, if they decide to target any of us, then we're probably going to get got.
So plenty of users often, of course, because our NFT projects on Cardano, and you and I, Billy, have been Cardano users for quite a while. I know the rest of the team is as well. But some people new to crypto may be like, well, you talk about Cardano. Why can't I find Cardano on MetaMask, or why can't I find it on Trust Wallet? Well, sometimes some people think there's a little bit of suppression, or it just might be that it's different. And part of it is the code, and settlement layers and all that.
Yeah, Tony, you bring up a good point, because I was reading something about this with Caspo the other day. When these exchanges, when they bring on a new coin, they have to build out security for that new coin. So if that new coin security is super high already, well, the exchange itself has to match that level of security in order to drop that coin on their exchange. These wallets are the same thing. These wallets have to build out the security for the coin. Because if not, then everybody will end up losing their coins, or they'll get burned by accident, or And there's a bunch of different things that can happen, but they have to be able to, build out the security for it first. And that means it has to go along with, the blockchain has to integrate into their wallet technology. So that could be something with Cardano too. Nothing against the chain. It's just there's a different protocol they're using.
Yeah, there's a different technical mismatch, and so there's not as easy cross-chain adoption. And also Cardano, it has a dual layer design that separates settlement and computation, so it reduces congestion, but it clashes with the single layer model that Ethereum has. So there's a lot of things. I don't think it's always necessarily a conspiracy theory stuff, but you never know. Well, I did break down some of the Cardano wallets. Billy, you want me to talk through some of those briefly?
Yeah, if you want to. I see a lot of these guys are talking about ADA and Cardano. So yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So let me see. I've got, we had mobile and desktops. I know that so far in our Discord, we usually have shared about the Vesper wallet, and then it used to be Nami. Now it's Lace. But there's also I don't know if it's Yoroi or Yori. It's Yoroi. You can use it mobile and desktop. It's lightweight, allows you to delegate to multiple staking pools and earn rewards. It has some good privacy features, and it's multilingual: English, Japanese, Korean, and Russian. So and it also connects to hardware wallets like Ledger and Trezor for secure transactions. And then we have Eternal. I know Eternal. I've used Eternal. You can do a lot of voting for some of the. Let's see. For the input output. It's not developed by Input Output Global. IO. Was it IOK? What's it called?
IOHK. Yeah.
But you can do a lot of voting. So the DApp integrations. Staking support, you can actually delegate across 24 accounts, and it does allow for governance for Catalyst voting and as well as on desktop. And then we have
any of you guys gotten into the voting part? Do y'all do any of the voting on the DAOs?
I delegate. So I've delegated a couple of my wallets to different people.
Do you do
you
that
voted
with Crow?
yourself, Brett?
So, and Billy knows about this, but the Kepler wallet, Billy. So you can go in. So if you hold a certain amount of tokens, like say I hold 1,000 Akash tokens, well, then if I hold it in the Kepler wallet, you're able to actually vote on the proposals as long as you meet the coin count, right? So they'll have different proposals for different things that maybe the team wants to do with the tokenization of that coin, and the community votes on it. And the reason why they get a vote is because they're holders of the coin and they hold a specific amount. So you could do that through the Kepler wallet. It's a hot wallet, by the way. So
yeah, that's an Atom ecosystem, right? So yeah, that's I forgot I have that too. That Red helped me get, like when I was wanting to buy Atom. I don't know. It's probably been a year now, right, Red? At least a year ago.
And Nami switched to Lace not because of anything else aside from the fact that the developer walked away, and then so IOHK developed Lace and then just integrated all of Nami's. So it acquired Nami and then integrated all of the features. And so fortunately, if people had a Nami wallet, they actually can just go there and then they can switch to the Lace without having to re-input their seed phrase, because it's already connected on the back end. They've already connected it. But if you didn't have one yet, then you can always go get a new one. So that's why the switch happened to Lace. Awesome.
Yeah, man. So let's say hi to chat. Dave, you want to say hi to chat? I see we got some new people popping in.
Yeah, we'll say hi to chat. I saw that Darren came into the backstage. Tony, did you drop that link already in chat for everybody? Anybody that wants to join?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I definitely want to invite anybody that's in the chat. If you guys want to come up, click on the link, come on to the stage, and we'll have a little chat with you, see what you'd like to say. We would love to have you. But hello to Crypto Farmer 24, Alexander G. Andrew Cameron says, just like Sui Wallet changed to Slush, I believe. And then we've got Melissa, I call her Missy. We got username, Mark Dutch, cutting up, causing trouble as he always does. We got Wifey in the chat saying hi to Melissa. We got CCM, Cryptic Crabman in there. Nacho's in there giving out hugs. Andy, of course. Po-Man, the winner of the weekend at Billy's. Looking forward to seeing him. Let me see. Darren does the laundry, is what Mark says. Darren does dog walking. Darren does DIY. Darren does, I'm going to leave that one where it sits. But apparently Mrs. DDT had DDT busy doing laundry. And I guess he's acting like he is not the one that dirtied up the clothes, but that's another subject. Let's
A lot of
see who
skid
else we
marks.
got. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Got Jesse in the chat holding it down. Rusty Bot in the chat.
Who's the dog?
And let me see. Pretty much everybody that I see. Crunk is in there. I think we said hi to him. Of course, the Nightbot is in there causing trouble. And we got Greg in there. He's talking about he's a shrimp. He's not worth hacking. Well, at some point, Crunk, I think we're all going to be worth hacking. Because my girl, the truth is, Coinbase, they love fishing Coinbase, and I don't think they really care what your balance is. I think they just love to fish Coinbase because, I mean, they weren't able to get anything out, but they were able to move it around inside Coinbase, and she got fished, and it just soured her stomach about it. And now, whenever it's time, you know, we've had Bitcoin at 79,000 2, 3, 4, 5 times now, and it's gone back up to where it's at now, 95. And it's just hard to talk her into buying it at that price now that she's already been hacked before, to come back in and just, you know, get in and out like that. She's just scared just because of the fish attacks, you know, so it just is a little bit harder on that.
Yeah.
K Diggs in the chat, of course, and I think that's everybody. Yeah,
Yes,
Philly
Dig.
Whiz Kids. I don't think I said hi to Philly Whiz Kids or Tony Rosas. So
Hold on.
I'm Pete.
Melissa's. Oh, there she is. She's outside my window right now. What's going on, neighbor?
we'll invite her in.
She just lives down the road.
That didn't sound interesting.
That was weird.
That's not weird. You
Get your minds out of the gutter. Billy is a
Melissa,
married
go
man.
slap him.
you guys are crazy, man.
Billy gonna be dead. He's got a creeper.
Creeper.
Not nice.
Well, I still have to have coffee. Yeah, we do have to have coffee sometime. We go right down to Ingles at the Starbucks down there. Sit right there. It's pretty close.
Is that somewhere we need to go on the weekend?
Oh yeah, you guys will go when we're at. Yeah, we'll definitely have to
Foodie
stop.
event.
Foodie event.
Foodie event.
Yeah, Melissa knows all about Fall for Greenville. I know you know about Fall for Greenville. She knows all about it. It's going to be an awesome time. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But we have DDT. We'll kind of shift the schedule a little bit. Let's bring DDT up and got your own intro right over here, Billy Go Tails, DDT.
Sorry, I've got my camera's in a different position. Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Oh no, we're not going to be able to accept that. You're going to have to change it. No, I'm just kidding. Good to see
Looks
you, Darren.
better.
Welcome
Just rather
back.
do it that way because kind of on the one screen where I'm pointing now, is you guys are just down to the left, so it just makes sense. So if I'm looking at
There you go.
Anyway,
Well, welcome back. We appreciate you coming back. What's been going on in your world, Darren?
busy. Sorted
Busy doing
tackles out.
laundry?
Yeah, weekend busy. Just catching up on housework and a few things as you do.
Did you
Married
make
life.
any dinner?
No. Yes, I actually did make dinner tonight.
What are we having?
Bacon carbonara.
Okay. All right. Look at you over there. Now, did you get that from one of those meal places or did you make it?
No, make it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we should bring Darren down to the weekend at Billy's too, it sounds like.
Yeah,
I want some of that.
let's go.
Eventually, I'm going to be making my way over to America to visit everyone.
We look forward to that. That'll be
That'd
fun.
be awesome.
You're not making the conference this year, Darren?
No, definitely next year though. That's kind of on the cards for next year for sure.
Yeah,
and
sweet.
then maybe kind of whatever. Frankie and Tony maybe are trying to do a meetup for the whole mafia, so Volcano Mafia. So I'll definitely come over if that eventually gets off the ground.
Let's
Kind
go.
of gets closer.
Yeah, good luck with that. We've been hearing that for 3 years. But hey, if you do come over, I'm real close. I'm about a little less than 2 hours from Frankie's house. So definitely we'll hook up over there
Yeah.
if they
Meet up for sure.
in Atlanta. Yeah.
Or otherwise, we'll get up to conference shenanigans next year.
That's right. That's right.
So what's been going on with Bitcoin, Darren? It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Are we just going to hit this higher low and dump it? Or lower high?
Well,
Yeah,
well,
lower high, dump it.
currently it's on lower high watch. So currently it's on lower high watch. But I went to my parents. When I have been on the charts, I've been missing the moves, and when I'm not on the charts, it moves. So I had a week holiday or 3 days holiday at my parents, and that's kind of literally when we bottomed at 73,400 or something like that. That double bottom. And then I got sketched out of a long at 80K. So it's just like I'm fumbling a bit, but I've scalped a few shorts and scalped a few longs, but kind of also not being convinced and kind of staying with my long trades to kind of, just.
It's been hard with the round trips because it goes up and it comes down. I mean, it seems like we're all just sitting here flopping and groping sometimes.
Yeah, it's not just the round trips, Dave. It's I think what kind of specifically for me, which I am learning to be better at, is to limit the noise is what's going on. So obviously I kind of, as part of helping in Frankie's Discord, kind of obviously people look to me for TA, and I don't kind of want to make myself kind of worse than I actually am, or kind of talk myself down because I'm missing all the moves and just not making the right calls. But kind of there's just too much noise. So
yeah, basically that is a lot of pressure too.
Basically, it's cut the noise. Yeah, that's the thing. That is kind of pressure, as you call it, influencer, whatever chart person, the TA person. There is pressure on you to kind of, like some people are making thousands of percent, and I'm only doing like a 10%, 12% on a trade or something, So
yeah, I imagine that Alex feels that pressure that you feel too, because every morning he's live trading and everybody's all in his butt and everybody's so judgmental and he's in so many groups in the back end. And so I imagine that pressure it gets pretty big. And I think that's one of the factors that people don't take in, we all have these emotional things just as a regular trader. And then you add a whole nother boatload of emotion that let me not wreck these people.
Yeah, you've got people relying on you, but for the most part, at least,
DDT.
I kind of have thought that I've kept quite a few people on the right side of the trades. Lots of people have caught longs off the levels that I missed. So I've kind of done half the job that I think I'm capable of doing, kind of in just all. The only thing I didn't do was able to execute. But I know other people have executed on the levels that I've kind of given them TA on. So,
and the truth is, you're not supposed to be God level on your sophomore, junior year. You know what I'm saying? You're just now getting your feet underneath you with all this and figuring out where to go, how to do it, and how to manage it all. So it only gets better from here.
Yeah. So for the most part, I've missed a few trades, but I've still kind of scalped a bit. I've just not been able to get into the swing trade now, kind of long, if we are going to go up. So, do you want me to just share some thoughts?
Yeah, pull up the BTC chart, man. Let's take a look.
Let me just share screen quickly. Let's do that one. I'm just doing, I don't know which one I want. I want that one. I might just switch between two tabs. So this chart here is a template of mine, but it's just basically kind of my blank. It's got vectors and it's got market cipher B, but just apart from that blank chart. So obviously we've got the weekly green dot and literally just bump and run. This is what I was quite astounded by, is that this week, Monday, we just had literally straight up. So for the most part, that was kind of, I was thinking we would at least come back from that into about 84 to 85K and then go, kind of, if we were going to go. But what I did notice something that I probably don't show a hell of a lot of is here. Is this? Oh, this doesn't have TWAPs, and oh, it does. Okay. So basically, last weekend we had Michael Saylor gigalong. So I think it's here. So this is something that institutions and investors do, right? So when you have price clinging around a TWAP, which is a time-weighted average price, they will buy over time. So this is how our last week, I said to the guys in Frankie's Discord, watch, we are not breaking the TWAP, right? And this is obviously on Coinbase, on Bybit, on Binance. So obviously, maybe they split their orders all over. And then obviously we dropped a bit. When that actually completed all these buys, you can see we have a drop down, and then we reclaim and go. And that was kind of the weekly move up. So basically what's happened is the sale of gigabids obviously absorbed the price and went up, right? So subsequent to that, we then we had a 4-hour flip. So we changed character on the 4-hour, down, up, there, obviously, and then shifted up, right? So obviously there was the kind of key level to break, which we did. This green zone that I have marked out on this chart is kind of the 4-hour structure flips. So we flipped that level and obviously hung around a bit and then just yeeted. This was about Tuesday or Monday, yeah. So obviously this was the weekend price action from last weekend, all of that, and obviously flipped there and then went up. What signs did I think we had that also as well were probably leaning towards us going up? 4-hour money flow was trending up and coming up. Flipping off. So just grab that. So obviously 4-hour money flow came up. In this zone here, we had various kind of swipes down. So obviously this was a range, and this point here was the giga point to long, and that was on like Wednesday this week. So obviously if you missed out, the retest of this level here was kind of, and I might not be using market cipher and that type of stuff just to decipher what's going on here. Basically just market structure shift, right? So we went from heavily bearish, we flipped the 4-hour to bullish. Subsequent to that, now moving above 89 to 90K, we've semi-flipped the daily time frame to bullish. We've had 4-hour money flow cross. We've had 8-hour money flow cross literally in the zone on like Tuesday, Wednesday. And then obviously we had higher time frames. We had 10-hour cross up. We had 12-hour cross up. So kind of everything just cascaded up. But also what I did find as well is that the New York opens, like literally all they did, like literally the whole week this week was just down, up, down, up, down, up as well. So kind of just relaying kind of what I was seeing. They weren't really giving you a chance. Like, and most of the times when I thought, watch New York open, like I step away and make a cup of coffee and price just goes away. So yeah, that kind of leads us into Friday. Tab. Let's flip it to my other screen, to one of my other. So what's happened on Friday here is, if you look at the 4-hour, so we have a zone here to the left on the 4-hour that has kind of been, this was the point where we dropped from, right? So this is the point here kind of between 95 and 97K where it's decision time. To kind of, we flip that to support new all-time highs, 100%. I'll put money on it and I'll probably go long. On any pullbacks from there, I'll go long, kind of full port. Specifically, this is the zone that the bears want to defend. At this point, we have on Friday, there was a naked, I don't know why I don't show it, but we had a naked weekly point of control and a weekly point of control kind of somewhere in this zone here. So we rejected it. We had 15-minute divergences and then obviously money flow trending out. So my divergences will tell you. Yeah, we kind of had some CBD, bearish CBD forming here. And then obviously the factor to, obviously this is a key zone anyway for it to support just below the 96K. And then obviously what's happened is, or subsequent to that, what has happened is that the money flow started trending out and obviously the shorts came in. I don't know if I can quickly show here. What chart is this? It's in the 15-minute. So order flow as well. a hell of a lot of gigalongs at the top here. We had 5.5. We had about like 6-7 million stuck at the top, and then subsequent candle on the 15-minute order flow wise. So sorry for making this a bit more technical than what it is, but in simple, you could see here the shorts came in, stop those longs from kind of then buying back and kind of or adding and putting price up. So the breaks were put on there, and then obviously you had follow through from the shorts, and then obviously that there then traps you into your weekend range, and that's kind of what we've been doing now. So that's kind of the recap of the week. Kind of too much bullish stuff, but also as well for me the issue I'm seeing now is we're not really all that bullish, right? Things are bullish, and too much bullish news is coming out at this point. So yeah, it's just so obviously, yeah, sorry, this is the weekly range, and also or the weekend range is just that zone. So you can see we've just been bing bonging, and obviously Asia now session will start up and fire off. The only thing I'm currently seeing now kind of with this weekend range is we've got a 4-hour green dot on our trigger, and we've just had a 15-minute money flow cross. So but for the most part as well, the whole weekend they've been defending this 93.6 to 93.8 zone. So there's a local value area high kind of where we're bouncing off, and then obviously you've got a POC just below it. The range is just here. It's this little range that I've extended. At this point, obviously everyone is hoping for a pullback, so I'm not sure that we get it. But if for me, what I do is I obviously watch order flow for kind of my confirmations. If I can see that there's enough activity, specifically with spot absorbing the shorts coming in, then that's kind of when I'll start looking for longs again. But ideally, why is it doing that? Ideally, where I would say if we do swap down, kind of this 92K zone is probably where I'm thinking we could get long. And yes, it messes structure up and all that type of stuff. But I think at this point, if it's going to bounce, obviously we've got 92K, 91 to 92K, and then obviously the 88, 89K, these levels here. So this was the key resistance point, and obviously we came back, but literally was on a 15-minute retest that we tested it, and then obviously the 89K, but the 89K resistance just blasted through. So we have a fair bit of we have a fair obviously bit of support below us now, but the issue is that it's not a support level because there's hardly any volume there, right? How our traders are looking at volume and volume profiles. So it makes sense to come back, because that makes sense to come back to there. Whether we get it or not is another kind of another story altogether. But at this point, it's long the pullbacks for now until the pullbacks fail, right? Because the structure is somewhat bullish now. Although we bumped our heads at a key resistance point now, it's kind of, for me, somewhat bullish, and that's kind of where my thesis lies at this point. But also as well, things to take into account, we've got Fed meeting this week, so that could cause a bit of volatility. But apart from that, I'm looking for some key levels to long, and that's basically kind of where I'm at with Bitcoin, kind of showing kind of how the week I think planned out, and probably what might be kind of the price action for this week.
And we have some turbulence, wouldn't you say? With that, don't we have a daily naked point of control around 96.6 along with that golden pocket?
Above the ones that I have, there might not be. Oh, do I have my TMPSCs on? There's weeklies and naked weeklies and dailies there, I think. Daily and POC. Yeah, I've only got one at 98. We just tapped this one. See here, this 95.8 one. That was the one we literally rejected on Friday.
And do you have the range? Do you have us going back into a previous range now and flipping that value area low to support?
The only range I do have is,
like if you're on the 4 hour, you could see. Yeah. Yeah.
For me, we flipped it. There's some we got it.
It just
So-
depends on where you pull it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're probably looking like 91 to 92K, give or take, where the volume profile's pulled from. So this was kind of the macro range that we fell out of and moved down. And yeah, sorry, it's a bit busy, but at this point we're in the profile, and we haven't actually made it to the POC, and we've not really back tested the value area low as support. So either one's going to happen, but the most likely one here, just based on where price action is, or price kind of is, will probably be kind of up into these 96 to 97 major POCs.
Yeah.
And then from there comes in, might come down to the value area lows, but at this point you don't necessarily. A lot of structure traders, as soon as you start losing this low again. As soon as you start using this low at like 92, you'll find a flurry of shorts will come in, because obviously here you got your higher low. That's the higher low not to break for it to kind of remain in inverted commas bullish. So not even looking at market cipher or kind of any other things. I'm just trying to keep it simple because and play it level to level. For the most part, I've found that as well. I think a few market cipher traders have been finding it a bit choppy. So now that it's trending, it should be a lot easier. So obviously now you have an uptrend. It's a lot easier to use. Obviously, with it being a bullish trend, you want to kind of favor the bullish signals on market cipher as well, kind of as just a trick or kind of suggestion. So until this trend literally fakes back bearish on the 4 hour, you'd be favoring the bullish kind of 15-minute to 1 hour bullish divergences, kind of mid-time frame bullish divergences now as the oscillators reset. So 4 hour, I was hoping the 4 hour would come down a bit, kind of, and then obviously we could get a 4 hour build. It's kind of confirmed, because here all the way up, I don't even think we got a 4 hour build, did we? No. We didn't really get a 4 hour build on this double low here, equal low almost. So it's not really confirmed that is a solid bottom. Obviously it is, because we moved away from it, like price action wise, but for the most part now I'm probably looking for like 1 to 4 hour build to kind of give me a high low, and then from there depending if we can get above 97k, then probably all-time high, or at least 100k targets, or 100 to 102, 103.
Okay, DDT just called it 102K. Send it. We're going.
Yeah. So yeah, don't quote me on it. But this is the thing, right? I've not been as subjective as I wanted to be, right? I've been too bearish. I have to admit, I've been too bearish, because obviously price action was bearish. Now that we've had the flip, I have to flip my sentiment and my kind of TA as well. So until price breaks now, bearish again, at least on the 4 hour, I'm kind of, leaning bullish for the most part.
I see Alex O jumped in the chat. He's spotting you out too. Let's drop the otters for my man Alex O. Everybody drop the otter emoji for Alex O. Can't wait till we get to 1,000 subscribers, because we're going to be adding our own otter for Alex O. Good to see you, my friend. That's right, brother. DDT, we appreciate you. I know it's been busy for you, man, so we appreciate you taking the time. You can feel free to hang out with us. We're going to chat on all kinds of stuff. Next topic we're going to roll to was the RWA topic, because that's just been filling up the internet in the crypto verse like crazy. I see Biomex made it back from the bathroom. You want to kick us off with the RWA talk, Biomex?
Sure. There was no RWA discussion in the bathroom. Okay.
So what you're saying is there was no real world asset in there?
No real
That's
world
what she
asset. I don't think it's an asset.
Flip file.
Oh, so anyways, so we, the team, obviously everybody's been talking about real world assets, and let me go to the charts real quick before I share. And so the real world assets were number 8 as far as category on. Someone's adding it for me. Thank you. So as far as on the coin market cap on categories, real world assets is listed as number 8. And I don't know anything about this project, but Evermore is up 371%. Maybe someone will look into it and let us know what's going on with that. But we looked at the category itself, and we can go in and we can look at that. So Chainlink is number 12 in the total market cap, and Chainlink is the number 1 of all the real world assets. I think that makes you happy, right, Billy?
Yeah.
And, most people know that Chainlink really is behind most of the bridging and integration of just about all the blockchains out there. So Chainlink is valuable, maybe not always a forefront as far as people, what they're talking about, price and everything else. But as far as backbone of the infrastructure, I think it's very popular. Avalanche is up there, Hedera, Ondo, VeChain, and I was looking for Algorand because I was looking and we were doing a little research before the show. And there's a project on Algorand. Of course, do your own research. But there's a project on Algorand, and I'm going to pull this up here. So it's called Lofty. And once again, we're just new to looking into this, but you can look into it for yourself. And so this project called Lofty lets you buy and sell real estate as effortlessly as trading a share of Tesla. So basically, it's a fractionalized ownership of rental properties, about 150 properties in 40 different markets, starting at just $50 a share. And I was looking into some of the marketplace. There was one in Albuquerque, New Mexico. There's a few in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can look at the marketplaces here: California, Ohio, New York, New Mexico, New Jersey, Austin, Texas. I always love Austin, Texas. Chicago. What is that? Cinnaminson, New Jersey. Cinnaminson. I don't know where this is. Dunedin, Florida. But anyways, there's a whole bunch of properties, and it shows the yield. You can look at some of the cash flow, and I went ahead and pulled up a little bit on the founders. So here's the founders themselves. Jerry Chu, don't know anything about them. Like I said, do your own research if you're interested in looking into this, but it is on the Algorand blockchain. And so there's Max Ball, Chief Operating Officer, Jerry Chu, and then Mark Keene is the founding engineer. I don't know if that means he's still around or if he's just a founding engineer. And then here's a facts section. So you can go to Lofty AI, and then there was a facts section. A couple of things that I liked to see is that there is no clawbacks, meaning they cannot, does it have a clawback feature, which means could they pull back the money from it? No, there is no clawbacking of your tokens. And then another part that I liked, so each property has a DAO LLC, which owns the deed to the property. All ownership document is publicly available online, and then you can find them documents. And so someone even asked in here, let me get to that question, but what happens if Lofty goes away? What happens if the company goes away? Well, and I'll find the question here in a second. There it goes. What happens if Lofty goes out of business? Well, you could read this if you want, but basically the ownership of the property is owned by the DAO. So each property is owned by a DAO that owns that property. So if the Lofty itself goes out of business, that doesn't mean the ownership of those properties that goes away or whatnot. So anyways, that's one little project that I looked at while we were doing our research. So if you want to learn more, you can go check out Lofty.
Yeah, I think
What are
it's
your thoughts on that?
Tony. Yeah, I was just going to say, I think it's interesting. I was going to ask the chat, has anybody ventured off and bought any of these RWAs, and are they investing in any of these type properties, or the ones that even Ondo offers with the tokenized financial products? Has anybody in the chat dug into that? Let us know.
Yeah, I haven't used any of the individual chains. Of course, I do own Ondo and Chainlink as far as the RWAs from an investment standpoint. But I like using the RWA itself. you and I were talking behind the scenes there, Dave, you know, like I use the Cardano blockchain, lots of pieces of the blockchain and different components of the blockchain, but I haven't really used anything to do with Ondo's finance piece. And you know, they're tokenizing T-bills and treasuries, and which I think is just huge. I mean, it's such a stable product, right? So like the treasury bills, the T-bill, I mean, that's a stable product. So that's pretty cool. And they're really woven in with DC and what's going on with all of the new collaboration and conversation about crypto space. So that's great for Ondo. But I also own a big chunk of Velodrome too, which to me in a lot of ways is like a mini Ondo. So just that's more in just banking on the future. But I'd say of your list, Biomax, Ondo and Chainlink are the two that I've invested in. But to your point, Dave, I haven't really used and Hedera, HBAR. I know, Jimmy, you own some HBAR, right?
Yeah, I got a bunch of the top 4 in all actuality.
Yeah, you have a lot of Avalanche too. So yeah, you're top 4 guy. I have I think I have a little Avalanche, maybe not a lot. And Ondo's a big bag. I used to own way back in the day, right? Like 21. I bought a lot of VeChain, but it hasn't done anything as far as price appreciation since those days. It's cool
Really?
that XDC, you know, a lot of these are, we were talking about it, a lot of these are ISO coins too, you know, so like XDC, ISO coin, HBAR, ISO coin.
Billy, are those products on Ondo, like the treasury bills or what you were talking about, are those too expensive for an end of, or are they price restrictive for somebody to get in where they need to be tokenized, or is that a different type of tokenization?
Well, what's too
Like
expensive?
a house is very expensive, right? So that would make sense why a bunch of people would want to go in on a property. Is that the same way with these financial products? Is they're too expensive, or they're talking about tokenization differently?
Yeah, I haven't used the Ondo chain, so it's hard for me to really answer that with any type of authority. But I would say in the finance world, these are blocks. These are blocks of T-bills. So you're talking about millions of dollars, whereas you're thinking of a house, say a $500,000 house. Well, okay, that's a lot of money, but I would say that they do this in the form of blocks. And now, again, I haven't used that chain, so I can't really speak with total experience there. But from an investment side of the house, for me, and that's not financial advice, just for me, I think Ondo is going to be one to hold on to, along with Chainlink. You know, so
Billy, just real quick, I own some XLM. And XLM is on that list. It is part of the RWA category. And in doing some further digging, I found out that XLM itself is not a RWA coin, but people can actually issue assets in the RWA category on XLM, which is good for institutions and developers, right? So if I was to make something and I wanted to tokenize it, I could do it on XLM, and I could do it in 4 steps, making it super easy on XLM. And I didn't know this about it. I hold XLM. My wife holds a little bit of XLM. And so looking at it that way, I mean, if you can take your personal, everything that's inside your house, and you can turn around and tokenize it, make it into an asset. First of all, that's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever heard of anything like that before. But second of all, I think that it opens up the global market instead of just the Las Vegas market where we live, right? So somebody in China could come and buy a piece of furniture from my house on the XLM blockchain, right?
Huh?
Yeah. So you're now opening up this tokenization. You're opening up this tokenization is open to the world instead of just being open locally in the Las Vegas area, which I think is pretty cool.
It is cool.
So I didn't even think about things like that until just now when I was reading over all this stuff. But and I didn't even know XLM was RWA. I thought they just were dealing with finance and rails on in currency. That was it. I didn't even know it was an RWA token. So I mean it makes sense to dig into this stuff and to find out what these coins can actually do. There's a lot more than what's on the surface. I didn't know Maker was an RWA coin. I thought Maker was just DeFi finance. It's not. It's in RWA as well. So there's some hidden gems in there if you do your own research and you find out stuff that not everybody's talking about right now.
Yeah, because the whole RWA category is like it exploded at the end of last year and the beginning of this first quarter too. So if you look at that as a market sector, it is one that is exploding right underneath our feet right here, guys. It's really taken off. There was some numbers on that we had pulled up at one time, but it was like a $15 billion asset class. Now it's probably more than that now. So let's see. I think I can pull up. It says
yeah, I got it here. It's 38 billion on CoinGecko is the market
now. So it was. So think about that. It went from a couple billion to 14 billion to now 38 billion.
It's a $1.4 billion 24-hour trading volume. So there's some loot coming through RWA right now.
And I guess it says RWAs, some of it, I see cap surging market cap from 48.34 billion in a single month in November of 2024 and peaking at 73 billion before dropping to 55 billion in February of 2025. So this thing popped and is come back down, pretty much followed the marketplace, mostly altcoin marketplace. But it says the growth is supposed to be pretty much exponential here for the future. So it is something that's interesting, and they have some great leaders there, right? I mean, when you talk about Chainlink, I mean, everybody's been long on Chainlink. Not everybody, but a lot of people in the marketplace have been long on Chainlink. And of course, it seems like Ondo just hit the marketplace like what, a year or 2 years ago, 24 months ago. It seems like maybe it's longer, but yeah.
Grok is saying RWA is projected to be 16 trillion by 2030.
Wow.
That's a considerable, I mean, that's a long ways from where we're at right now. So we're early.
Yeah, just got to hold through the bear.
What is the whole crypto market cap? Is it 13?
The whole crypto, it's 3.06 trillion right now. It's down 1.5% today.
Wow.
Tony, did you hit fear and greed? I can't remember if you hit it at the market.
Was 52 today.
52.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, let's say hi to chat. We got some. I see Dusty coming in. What's going on, Dusty Hunt? Always see Dusty around.
53.
That's all right. 53. Crunk, good to see you, buddy. Good to see Crunk. Dusty, who the Crabman's in here. Good to see you. Of course, Dutchy, we said hey to you. Andrew. Let's see who else we got. Who else do we have here? Want to say hi?
Of
course,
the old Jimbo Fett.
I wonder who that is.
We have Dark Crash. We have Green Day Profits.
Dump it.
Crash, good to see you, my water bottle guy. And then Dave puts his actual baby bottle in. Dave can throw one emoji up in the middle of chatter and just makes you smile.
Because one day I busted Dark Crash. He was in Frankie's Discord and off topic, and there he was drinking a whole gallon of dang milk. Talking about water, and then he posted a pic, and he's drinking a whole gallon of milk. So, just had to say, it's not all water.
Shame on you, Crash.
Mm-hmm. False advertising.
And Melissa says
Nope.
there's a new moon tomorrow. You know, those new moons, is a new moon a full moon, Melissa? Because those full moons have been playing. They're like printing money printers, man. Dusty says, yeah, Biddy stopped me out a few times talking some trading. That's awesome.
Darren said that there's bear moon coming in, which, I mean, it would make sense. I mean, Alex would say, Bitcoin rolling over.
So let's, Red, you want to talk a little bit about our newest children's book? Dave, you got that slide ready? Red's children's book?
You ready, Red?
Let's go. Yeah, so our very own Crypto Billy inspired me to write this book, to get it going. He showed me that it could be done, right? He went out and wrote his Bridge to Bitcoin. And I said, well, if Billy can do it, I can do it too. And then I just needed a story, right, to write about. So I made this story basically about things that I went through in life, right? So I wanted to pass on this knowledge to younger people in our generation. And I figured out that, you know, one of the big things that I had problems with was doing my own research, right? When I was new into crypto, I believed everything that everybody was talking about in front of my face, and didn't do my own research and made some poor investing decisions. And I want to try to prevent that from happening to other people. So came out with this book, and this book highlights doing your own research. It highlights, you know, if you have the knowledge, then you'll stay ahead of the game, and you won't get rugged like a lot of people do in the crypto casino. So if you have young ones in your life from ages to 4 to 14, and you want to teach them about crypto, you want to open up that conversation with them about Bitcoin and blockchain, this is the book to do it with. Like I said, Billy's book is a great learning book as well, Bridge to Bitcoin. They're both out on Amazon. They both cost the same, and they both have great lessons in them. So pick them up for the kids.
Yeah, man. So the whole team's going to write a children's book. And the next one that's going to be teed up is Jimmy Jim, which we're going to try to have that ready by Q1 of next year. And also Miss Teen Crypto will be reading Red's book on Christmas Eve again this year. She read our first book last Christmas Eve, and we're going to make that a tradition because that was fun. That was really cool. That was really special. And by the way, speaking of Miss Teen Crypto, I hope you guys saw her interview on Fox. I mean, it was more of her really getting to talk with a live audience, and it was a bigger, larger segment, and it was just great to see. I always say, and I always believe that Miss Teen Crypto, Randy's going to be the future face of our crypto industry for us in the mainstream media outlets. So she is going to join us for Christmas Eve. Good friend of the channel, and going to read one of the Billy Goat Tales books every year. And so yeah, we're excited about what's going on with the publishing side of Billy Goat Tales. It's going to be fun. And Red's story is a great story. If you haven't purchased that book, go purchase it. It's not that much, $15. I mean, and it's something you give your kids, read to your kids, and it's a great way to support us here at Billy Goat Tales. So we appreciate that. Shuby, good to see you. I see you popping in there. Shuby popped in. Good to see you.
And Billy, it looks like
yeah.
we have some very important questions in the chat. Who's going to be the first to write an adult romance novel about crypto?
Probably Andrea. Andrea, we're gonna sign that to you.
Well, Dutchy says he's got plenty of stories. And then Wifey's being a little naughty too. It would probably be a bestseller, she says. 50 Shades of Litecoin.
That's a good one, Wifey. Illustrations by Dave Digital.
That'll be for an after dark episode.
Well, let's get into what you guys have been waiting to talk about, which is the Bitcoin conference. I know Dave's been waiting to talk about that. Getting excited. It's the end of next month. What are we at? We're less than 30 days away now.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. Look, that place is full of sitting ducks. Is the way I look at it. No offense to anybody, any of the projects or any of that, but if you're in a booth, that means I have full permission to talk to you and ask all the questions that I have. And I can turn on a camera and I can ask my questions, and you're either going to answer them or you're not. So I think that's exciting because there's a lot of stuff. Because every year you learn more and you learn more and you learn more. And this is only going to be my second conference. So being my second conference, I have a lot of questions for a lot of folks because we've made, not everything is up, obviously, right? And so some of the questions may be a little bit tougher, but I think that the good projects are going to have answers, and I look forward to that. Not to mention all the people that we love and connect with on a daily basis and all these chats that are going to be there. That, too, is going to be very exciting.
Yeah, Dave calls it, he termed it guerrilla interviewing.
Yeah, because why not? What are they going to say? I don't turn off your camera? Well, that doesn't make sense. Why'd you come to the conference, bro?
Yeah, and then you just show that, and that's all you want to say? Is that really all you want to say?
Yeah, of course, I'm not going to go in there with any bad intent or anything like that. Simple curiosity. I just really have curiosity about a lot of things. I know a little bit more now than I did, in Consensus Austin when I got to go. So that just, when you know a little bit, that just helps to fuel all the stuff that you don't know, and that's where
Dave's going to be like, you reach behind the counter and give me one of those bags, all the pins and stickers I want. Otherwise, this is going on YouTube.
YouTubing you. I'm putting it on my Facebook.
That's Tony. Tony's the trinket master. Tony comes back with like 6 extra bags of stuff.
Tony brings a suitcase just for the stuff he gets at the show to bring home.
That's right.
Tony's going to do his Christmas shopping at the Bitcoin conference.
The Bitcoin conference, last time the Bitcoin conference, I didn't get a whole lot of goodies. Maybe they need to.
Hey, we know why.
They were hiding them when I came around. I really enjoyed walking around the consensus floor with Dave Digital. Just his curiosity, the way his mind works, and then the questions he asks, just really fun to be involved with. And genuine. He's not putting people on the spot. Just your curiosity. I just love the way your mind thinks and the way you approach people. It's just so genuine. So I'm excited to have that journey again.
Yeah,
me
man. Too. And there's so many other things going on. Like Alex wants to play some golf. Alex wants to play a little bit of tennis. I'm sure that there's people that's going to be there that I'm going to get a workout with. There's a lot of things that's going to be different and cool. It's just going to be fun. Boys camp with girls there. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun meeting Frankie. That was a big moment for me. Frankie is he's awesome. He's awesome to talk to in real life. He's one of those people. It doesn't matter if your camera's on or not. He's going to be genuine with you. And Piano Matty B was pretty cool to talk to last year. I got to say, big shout out to Piano Matty B. I don't get a chance to catch too many of his shows, unfortunately, but really good guy and really good conversation. I know Jimmy was talking.
And great dad. He's got great perspective on everything. He's been in it so long. He's got a calm demeanor. And he's so talented. But it's just like you say, I don't get a chance to be in the show all the time. Nowadays, he's got his Friday and Saturday show, and there's no chance. If I turn that on, that means I'm staying up well past midnight. And I just can't do it, bro. I'm tired. And then when his morning show comes on, I'm normally in with Alex, because that's more my mojo to wake up and start trading and be on the charts and be in that kind of environment. And Alex does such a great job. But other than that, I mean, I do love Maddie. I mean, it's just our schedules just don't work at the moment. So I do look forward to that too, Fred, to me.
Yeah. So earlier, Wick's wife brought up that today is actually Frankie Candle's birthday. So I went ahead and put out a post on the Billy Goat Tales. So if you want to go on this X post right here on Billy Goat Tales, I put out a few minutes ago. Go say hi to Frankie Candles. And a few years ago, I created this NFT. I got to see if I can get this to Frankie himself, but it's on OpenSea. I created this Frankie Candles birthday NFT on Polygon. But that's a picture of it there. So
Man, he looks like a baby there. He just looks like a little baby.
That's from like 2 years ago, I think.
He's so cute.
And there's Tony D there, and I think Tony D riding a bull. I don't know what that. I think I took that from somewhere.
So Greg asks, what does a day at the conference look like for us? So that's a great question. Number one, we go there to have fun, and we're just like you. We want to meet everybody. We do have some business purposes, and we're trying to set up interviews. We're trying to see what the newest products and services are so we can talk about them on our show. But generally speaking, we try to hit a lot of the after parties to network. This year, thanks to Jimmy Jim, he lined up a photo shoot for us. Jimmy, you want to talk about that? Just what we're going to do with the photographer?
I mean, I don't know if I would call it a photo shoot, but
okay, call it what you want, man. You're the one lined it up.
I guess that Tuesday we'll have a photographer with us, going everywhere, literally for the whole day. And I'm sure we'll get some headshots and some stuff that we can use since everybody will be in their church clothes on Tuesday. But yeah, it'll be fun. We'll be able to capture some candid moments. Really to get content for the website and use in thumbnails such.
Yeah, and we're gonna have pictures with the Lambo.
And I think the truth is, this is the first time that all of us will be there, right? At the same time at any conference.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we'll kind of be new at it. So we'll be trying live streams. We'll be doing interviews on the spot. We'll be having fun and having dinners and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be so much fun. There's a lot of stuff that I know that we're going to need a vacation when we get back because it's going to wear us out.
Yeah, this will be the first whole team together at a conference. I've been to several conferences, but like one, I was telling the team, one of the conferences, I think it was Bitcoin a couple of years ago. I was with Sin City and helping Rob out interviewing from the floor. So I just run around live with the camera, and he was interviewing people and talking to people and showing the booths that he went to and talking about just the products and just the features, advantages, and benefits of everything there. And it was a great experience. At the time, I was just helping a friend out, right? I was just part of the deal. But certainly, what was it, consensus when we did our first Billy Goat Tales interview with Jay Chains right after his fight, like the next morning? Yeah. That was kind of cool. It's all grainy. We weren't really prepared.
We're using the phone. We weren't connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but that was cool. We did it.
Yep.
Yeah. And maybe we'll be looking for volunteers to hold the camera, as we're going around. Who knows? Maybe all 5 of us are in different interviews, and we need some help. So we'll be looking for anybody to hang out, and we'll have a whole posse there. It'll be exciting.
Well, I've got some items here from the conference itself. So here's the experience of Bitcoin 2025. There's going to be a whole bunch of different things. They actually added on Tuesday for Whale and what's the other pass? What's the other 3-day pass? Not the press pass, but for
industry.
Whale, there you go. The industry pass. There's a code and country. So that's going to be different people from the Chris La Savita co-manager of President Trump's campaign, Rosie Rios, chair of America 250, and even Senator Jim Justice, a senator from West Virginia, and some other folks that will be there. So there's going to be a few different experiences. There's going to be a Bitcoin bazaar, which basically you can go shop with Bitcoin. And then there's a Satoshi summer camp, which I thought was kind of cool. So if people are going to be bringing kids, or if you see next time, there might be other things that you can look ahead of time to see if you want to go. And if you have kids, you want to bring them. Well, it looks like there's a Satoshi summer camp. I think you have to be with your children, but children age 2 to 12 and their families, parent supervision required, but it's free for kids under 12. So that's kind of cool. They're going to have Satoshi summer camp, free access to family fun zone. So instructor-led crafts, toddler space, all that.
Yeah. So Jimmy, you're taking your boy with you too. So you're gonna have some family time there as well.
Yep. I mean, he was pretty upset he didn't come with me to Nashville. So I told him, everything being in Vegas next year, he's been dying to go to Vegas. He was in absolute shock when he found out he couldn't gamble. But we'll probably, we might have to swing through the sports book and, make a few bets. I don't know, on his behalf.
Yep. Daddy's going to make the bet.
And we'll probably hit a couple of card shops out there, and of course, take him over to Sin City to see a show or two. We're planning on going to a couple of shows out there since he's never been out there. Do some touristy type things in the downtime. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. We're all looking forward to it. It's going to be a fantastic time, and we may still have a ticket that we could give away. We're still trying to work that through to make sure we have Billy Goat Tales have press passes, so that we're lucky and blessed enough to get press passes for the Bitcoin show, which is great. Another validation for us that we were able to do that. So that was a true blessing. And because the best time to buy your Bitcoin ticket is the day you're leaving the Bitcoin conference. That's the cheapest price. So I've always purchased my ticket pretty much within 1 or 2 days of the Bitcoin conference that you're leaving, or the one that's ending. And so I always buy one just because I know they just keep going up as time erodes, right? So we always have a Bitcoin ticket, but this year we got press passes, so we might end up having an extra one. We just need to, Tony, I think I stepped out, but was you able to send those out to the team? I can't remember what you said.
I haven't tried yet. I actually reached out to the person who gave us the press passes and asked for the link to see if I could get that information, and then I'll follow up to make sure that we just don't send it and then it goes where it's not supposed to go. So
so looking at the prices, Billy, the festival pass right now is $539. Industry pass is $1,799, $1,799, and then the whale pass is $10,000 for the whale pass. So there's some heavy hitters.
The industry pass is doubled. I don't know about that.
They're like $700, right?
At the time, yeah. Now it's $1,800. So it pays to buy right there, right after the conference. It's just going to go up from there.
Yeah, Bitcoin. If you're going to the conference, there is a app that you can download, and it's really cool because it tells you like the stages, who's speaking on each stage. It tells you just the different events that's going on there. It even has some of the official after parties and external gatherings that are going on there. Very critical that I've always used the app just to help us kind of navigate and plan out our days. So if you're going, make sure you download that app. This year, you do have to add your link to it to get into the app. So if you have a ticket, they should be able to get you a link for that. But
just to highlight some of the speakers that are coming out this year, it's going to be Ross Ulbricht, which we all know was just let out of prison by Trump, exonerated him. You got Michael Saylor, you got Senator Cynthia Lummis from Wyoming, and you have the crypto czar, David Sachs, and then you have Bo Hines, Adam Back, Lynn Alden, which is a big capital VC investor, and Chun Wang, who I'm not familiar with, and much apologies. You're also going to have the Winklevi. Both Cameron and Tyler will be there. And then we're going to have Safedine Amos, which we did that book review on his Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Standard. We did that, last year. That's part of our NFT. Jack Mahlers is going to be there. Bill Miller. So they're going to have some heavy hitters. Caitlin Long will be there. She was there last year. But yeah, they're going to have some good speakers this year.
Tony looks like he's got a big arm.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah,
Alex though to come on and say, "Get to the chopper."
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to meeting Alex in person. That's going to be fun. He said that we can throw him against a Velcro wall and see if he'll stick. So that,
like midget tossing?
yeah, that's what he says. We got to do midget tossing. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to the butt kicking he's going to put on me on the golf course, but I do think I'll be able to hold my own on the tennis court.
What do you think about this comment from Crypto Crabman or Cryptic Crabman? Should we short when Saylor speaks at the conference?
I think it's. I mean, if conference history holds true, you might just want to short at the end of the conference anyway.
There you go.
Who's got some
not financial
fractals?
advice?
Who's got some fractals out there they can share? Bitcoin fractals for the conference. That'd be cool.
Alex says, "Stop whining." Dave, he's talking to you. Stop whining.
No, I think he said stop winning. I understand. No, I'm
Winning.
It's winning. Winning.
I like
Yeah,
whining.
winning.
That sounded
No,
like me, Alex. Quit your
It
whining,
was
man.
whining. You're
Suck
right.
it
It
up.
was whining. But I do look forward to that. That part is going to be fun. And
Where are you going to play golf at?
At the golf course.
Which
The
one
golf
you
course?
going to?
I don't
Right
know
off of
which
Las
one.
Vegas Boulevard?
Yeah, I think Alex only plays at the Top Golf virtual golf course, but I think we'll actually go out to the real golf course because he can't go outside in Canada.
Yeah, Bali High is pretty nice.
Well, it sounds like Jimmy wants to play. I mean, we've got open spots, so anybody wants to play. come
I'll watch your
along.
boy, Jimmy. I'll watch James.
Can swing the sticks.
Oh, there's no way in hell he won't. But can I drive the cart?
I bet you
yeah.
I played at every golf course in Vegas because for 10 years, we had a group of 20 of us that went to Vegas every year just for golf for a full week. And every day, sometimes twice a day, we golfed. And it really back in those days, it was a beer drinking party, really. It's what it was more than it was golf. But we had a great time. It's hot, though. I'm telling you, man. You get out to Vegas at that time. That was 30 pounds ago for me. I wouldn't survive today, man. I just wouldn't survive that.
Oh, look, if you play out at Royal Oaks is kind of like Tour 18, but it's all of the British, the best of all the British courses. And the day we went out there, we were first off the tee box, and the guy was like, he's like, "Hey, you got to be careful out here. They've got over 100, I think it was like 158 pothole bunkers." And I'm talking like some of these pothole bunkers had staircases going down into them. They were so deep.
Wow.
But he said, yeah, usually, at least once a week, we've got to, pull a cart out of one of these things because you're just going down the fairway, driving down the fairway, and all of a sudden you come over a little hill and there's a ginormous hole, right in the middle of the golf course.
I'm definitely
But Mile
running
High is nice.
I'm
Their
gonna
sand
run out
traps are
on the road.
like almost like talcum powder. I mean, it's like crushed shell. And that stuff, man, it's hard to get out of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some of them are very beautiful too. Just
When
gorgeous.
you grow up golfing in El Paso and anything outside of the fairway is just hard clay dirt, I don't know, maybe you can still get out of those sand traps.
I just look forward to seeing Alex hit it right in the drink. That's what I will look forward to. Just hit it in the drink, Alex.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Alex there, man. Can't wait to see him. But speaking of fun, I see Poleman's in the chat. Dave, let's cue up the weekend getaway slide so we can talk about that real quick.
Let's do it.
So, guys, Poleman won it. Every year we're going to give away a annual trip to meet with us at Billy Goat Tales at our lake house here in beautiful South Carolina, part of Lake Hartwell. And all you have to do is just own one of our NFTs. And you'll see that the NFTs, there's only 10 different NFTs, but some of them have what we call an Easter egg. And the Easter egg is hidden metadata that is rare. And we don't charge for our Discord. We don't charge for anything. We just like to, you want to support us. We do really two things. We write children's books and put them on Amazon, and we have our NFT project, which is a way to support us. No promises that those NFTs are going to go up. We don't want to say, oh, you got to buy this and it's going to be worth a lot. No, what we can say though, is you own it. That's part of our club. It's part of our membership. And there's a lot of utility that comes with that. As we keep growing and building, we're going to add more utility to our NFT. And the best way to get one of those is just go to our website, www.billygoattales.io. It's right there, just right up in the right-hand corner. You can click on NFT and boom, FileMax typically brings that. There you go. I knew he is behind the scenes.
Just waiting for you.
Yep.
You bring up
you just-
that right there, official
Yep.
mint site. And I'll share this tab instead. You go right here and mint your NFTs.
Yeah, and like Billy was saying, these NFTs, the value is in what comes along with them. Like, because there was a Easter egg prize for $500. There's this trip that goes annually, and so it just continues to be valuable, And not only does it support us and support the crypto community, helps with the adoption, but it also just gains value with time in the real world. Not necessarily the price of the NFT, but in the real world, it has real value.
And in the very back of each NFT, there's an appendix. There's a few of them. This one, Appendix 1, is contributing speakers. So if let's say you get the number 1, that gives you chapter 1 through 3. Well, you can find out which speakers were in there and included, and then there are YouTube links here below. So if you're new to joining us or you share it with somebody, you can help share that with them as well. And they can find other crypto resources that were part of this journey. Right down here. And then also there's some more appendixes. Let's see, I have to go to, let's see.
FileMax loves the appendixes. And I think you got a personal fascination with the appendixes, Tony. The book
summaries
is
by chapter.
The book is a leadership book, which is what's so cool, right? So 170 X spaces. And we recorded them, and then they were all on regarding leadership, and most of them were talking about our first 10 cornerstones. And there's just some really good leadership, personal development, time-tested alpha advice in this book. I would put this book up with any book you find on Amazon from some of the best-selling authors out there relative to personal life discovery, motivation, personal development, things that can really help you be successful in life is in this book. So not only do you have the value like Dave was talking about of supporting us and the utility that comes with it, our annual trip, some of our giveaways, but you also get a great leadership book by some of the best minds in crypto and crypto YouTube. I mean, Charles Hoskinson's on there.
Chapter 8.
Chapter 8, talking about emotional intelligence. And you just quoted, right? Quoted. Hey, here's how I feel about it. We had Crypto Crow, we had Frankie Candles, we had Crypto Lifer, we had Miss Teen Crypto, we had a lot of these influencers in our space, in the crypto YouTube space, that are in our book and contributing to our book. And so, yeah, man, I think as we grow, I think that NFT is going to be our staple, and we're going to try to just fill it with good utility, so that you just hold on to it. You know, they're not an investment tool for us. They're just part of our community, part of our membership. So Poleman won it, and we can't wait to see Poleman come to the lake house. We're going to hang out, and we're going to go to one of the days. We're going to go to the Fall for Greenville, which is a local annual event. Lots of restaurants, 80 restaurants. They're right out in the streets with tents and putting their best food on display for you to chomp on. And there's like 3 or 4 stages, sometimes 5 stages, just depends. Typically 100,000 people come down there. It's really cool event. There's a beer garden, just a great time to spend the day. And it's a foodie event, as Jimmy likes me to say.
What type of event? What type of event?
Foodie event.
Foodie event.
A foodie event. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think and Bowman's going to be making the trip John Madden style, right? He's just going to be driving down from where he lives all the way down to us. Look forward to that. It's going to be a fun trip right down the East Coast.
Yeah, man. So that's cool.
Oh man, Billy has shared some pictures with us here. No, I'm just kidding. We're all going to be sharing this
for the weekend.
These are the accommodations for the weekend for all of us to share this. No, we're
Does it have a built-in stripper pole in the middle? I think it
But
does.
Poleman, I already called middle on the one bed.
Now this is not the actual place, but this place has a unique
you guys are,
and that thing don't even have a seat.
you guys are horrible.
Look, there's
the Lake Hartwell.
There's
Right?
access
You're
to
going to
the
need a
lake.
handful of leaves.
Yeah, look at that
So,
lake. It's so
to be a
nice.
little bit more serious,
It's a sewage runoff right there.
this is another VRBO. This is not the actual place we're staying, but these are actual pictures of the lake that Billy is talking about. So to be a little bit more serious, but Billy's like, "Are you guys really going to show that?" Yeah. So
I've lost control.
look at that fire, though. I tell you what, we got to build a fire like that. We gotta
Yeah.
build a fire.
Yes,
like that.
that's fun.
Is that Dave
Yeah.
Digital?
Burn down the house.
I don't think that's Dave Digital. I think that's
That's my granny.
Can I
his
pet that
granny.
dog?
There you go. It's his granny. So lost control.
What?
Open it. Open
That's
it.
good.
That's up to Jimmy.
That was some premature clubulation right there.
He messed it up.
Somebody open the door.
Look.
Open it.
Here.
Do it. Did you say do it? Let's There goes the music. Where were you when the music stopped?
Where are your lights at, Dave?
I have lights.
Yeah, you're supposed to hold the lights,
Ah, that's maybe I need to
Yeah.
bring those to the Bitcoin conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Redman, you got some research for us today? You got anything on the books?
I haven't found anything new lately, but just to let you guys know,
Let
all
us
right.
know.
If you want to pull up that screen, Tony, that'd be great.
Yes, sir. Oh.
All right. All right. Are we there? We're there. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Am I here?
Oh my gosh.
So, guys,
Token.
Alex, oh, help me. Help me.
community, if you own a Billy Goat Tales NFT, you will get access to Red's research channel. And when I find these coins, I want to put them out there to the masses, right? So I found them and I put them here in this channel so you guys can do a little bit of research and find coins that I feel like are going to be around for a while, that have great utility, that are not memes, that are not rugs. I have one of my issues is the team has to be doxxed. If the team's not doxxed, it's not going in the channel. So all these teams are doxxed, and yeah, you got to own a Billy Goat Tales NFT to access it. That's the big thing. It is token gated. So
Red, don't you have your eyes on VVV?
who?
VVV?
DVV? PVV?
VVV? Didn't you tell us VVV?
Yeah, VVV. Yeah, and that's what he's talking about is the Venice token, and that's an AI agent token. And yes, I do own Venice, and I do stake, and I'm trying to get as much Venice as possible. So, not financial advice. That's another one of those things. Please do your own research. Market's highly volatile, so expect drawdowns. But I feel like VVV is one of those coins. It is going to be around for a long time, and the founder is doxxed, and he is making adjustments. He's building on that blockchain. So, yeah.
And it looks like you've had some green candles on the daily, 6 or 7 in a row. It looks like if you can break that $4 mark and hold it as support, you can go a lot higher. Looks like we're in the famous high heel shoe pattern. So
Dave, show the chart if you can.
Yeah, it's behind
Like,
me there.
Put it.
Let me get my face out of there. Like that.
Mm.
This is the chart on the daily.
So is that an Adam? So is that an Adam and Eve double bottom right there?
I mean, you've got, I don't know if they consider that a little bit good enough. I thought it had to come down, but I'm not sure 100% on that.
It's real close to an Adam and Eve. Yeah, it's real close.
Yeah, but if
Before the
but
pump,
if you
right?
can, but at least if you can break and hold above this level, right, $3.50 to $4, and then hold that back as support, I think you got a good chance of going up and retesting some more highs. I mean, Jason would say it was a buy, right?
Yeah.
Maybe wait for the retest, right? If you were to draw a trend line, something like that. So it broke out. Now you just need a little bit of a retest, right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on where you move it. I mean, you can move it all over the place, of course, but I think that's the best place is where we had it the first time.
And just so everybody knows, you see a big drawdown in this coin, a humongous drawdown. I mean, it was what? It was $20-something. It went no, I'm sorry, $10.
Okay.
Yeah,
$11,
thank you
$10.99.
for that. But a big drawdown. But the reason why it was a big drawdown is because this is a token that was airdropped to begin with. They airdropped this token, and that was for people who were big into the Ethereum space. And I got a couple of these. That kind of turned me on to it. And then I found out more about the founder, and I found out more about the project, and I subscribed to the services there for a little while. It's a great AI service. It does pretty much everything that Copilot and all the other AIs do. There are some added benefits. You can create an avatar. You can create your own AI agent through the Venice platform. So there's a lot to play with. And I like seeing that type of build out. I like being involved in the blockchains that I'm invested in. And so this is one of those blockchains that's fairly early. And it could, like the AI sector, could get back to being profitable again. But
Are any of you guys trading the BART coin, the volatility on BART? Have y'all been trading that? Because it's got, I mean, it's been front running Bitcoin, it seems like every time with you.
it's a first mover. Yeah, it's a first mover.
And then it dumps just as hard or harder,
Mhm.
but it seems like a lot of people have been playing that game. I don't play that game. I just trade really Bitcoin, but it seems like a lot of people have been.
But it's still up for the year, though. Let me see if I can pull up the bubbles because it was green. Where'd it go?
Yeah, on the weekly, let's look again too.
Yeah, Tony, I'll share it. Roll back to
Yep,
there.
wrong person.
Got it. Okay, Tony, if you could. Yeah. Okay. So the bubbles for Fartcoin right here on the monthly. Look at that for the month. 142%.
That's wild.
I mean, that's a meme coin, right? That's a meme coin doing that. 142% in a month. So if you on April 1st, if you went, deep into Fartcoin, you'd be up 142%. Not financial advice, but
Not worth it to me.
this thing's it's moving.
Yeah, it's a gamble, but that's real money. 142% on anybody's account in a month. It's wild. It's definitely dangerous, but that's wild. If somebody had the balls to do it, and there are these kids out there that do. They just have that play money or whatever you want to call it, daddy's money, trust fund or whatever it is, and they be back.
Wrecked, and then they get wrecked, and they start all over again, and they wonder why they never build wealth. That's typically what happens. So
very true.
That's true.
I can't believe this. We're near the end of the show, and of course, at the end of the show, we always have a special segment. Dave, I'll cue that.
Sorry,
Jimmy's final thoughts.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't have a show last week, huh? Last week was
Easter.
My grandmother's 100th birthday. Had probably 18, 20 people show up and yell at each other for 4 hours because no one can hear. Played a little bingo. Had a great time. She was in good spirits. Everyone was giving her $100 bills every time she got one. She wanted to go to the casino, but my aunt wouldn't bring her, and fight ensued, and dysfunction at its finest.
Sounds
right
like
there.
a typical family event.
And then yesterday we went to Collect-A-Con, was there maybe for an hour and left because it was nothing but Pokemon cards. And went to another card show. We sold probably about $5,000 worth of cards. Had a good time doing that. What else did we do this last couple of weeks? Oh yeah, we had a little situation at my son's school. Suspicious. Well, I should say right now, all we know is it was a suspicious package. There's been some rumors flying around, but they, I guess it was around noon on Thursday, sent an email out. Everyone come pick up your children by 1 p.m. And by the time I got there, I mean, there was probably 10 or 12 cop cars, drones flying around, news crews, all kinds of stuff going on. So we're not sure what's going on exactly with that. They didn't divulge a lot of information. A little bit scary, but the school said everybody was fine, and the package was found in the chapel, which was attached to the school, but there's no entrance to the school from the chapel. You have to go outside and walk down a sidewalk and go back in, kind of thing. So they're going to have some extra police, on the property this coming week. They did apprehend one person, looking for two more. Just don't know how credible it was or exactly what it was. Like I said, there's all kinds of rumors flying around. My son got in the truck and said, it was some pedophile was taking pictures of the kids. And I was like, dude, I've been on this earth long enough to know that someone taking pictures of kids, pedophile or not, does not constitute a response as such that we're seeing right now. So I don't know. We'll see what comes of it. A little bit concerned. You just don't know. World's getting weirder every day. But I think everything will be fine. I mean, they've always got a police officer there on duty throughout the day. Add a couple more, they'll be good.
Yeah, that's so coincidental because I heard rumors that Mark Dutch in the chat also has a suspicious package.
With that said, we promised to give away one of our very special Richardson 112s.
Wait, how do I win?
So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a number right here in the private chat. And you all in chat
You have to
need to guess from
Wait, before
one
you put it, I want to guess.
1 to 100. And you can't go over. You can't go
Price is
over.
Right rules.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hit the sound. So you guys got to guess 1 to 100 and the closest ones I have. Now, you have to be in the USA for me to send you the cash. If you're not in the USA and you win, then we'll send you $20 in USDT. So if you're not in the USA, you're going to win $20 USDT. But if you're in the USA, we're going to just mail this over to you. Billy Goes Tails hat, one of our first runs of the hat. There it is right there.
Billy, which number is it?
It's a Richardson 112.
Oh, I see. That's just, those are live viewer numbers.
So the first wow, see, there's a couple people that put more than one response. So we got
we
to
didn't say they couldn't do
We got to
twice.
go with your first response. So if you try to put like a whole bunch we're going to go with your first response. So we want to send this out.
Ooh, it's close.
I'm looking.
We'll give you a little time. We'll hit this out again. Whoa. You guys are giving it away like everybody's like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's loud.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, 1 to 100. Can't go over. Have to be in the USA to get it.
Yeah, I'm having to figure out what the people's first response was. We'll get it.
Look, Alex followed the rules perfectly. He guessed 1 to 100.
Yep, there you go, Alex.
That's perfect. I mean, he followed those rules to a T.
To the T. To the T.
Well,
Is there bacon involved?
Do we deliver to igloos? No, but I will say this. If you are going to the Bitcoin conference and you're not in the USA and you are going to the Bitcoin conference, I'll bring it with me and I can just give it to you. So but that's only for those going to the Bitcoin conference, because otherwise it costs us $50 in shipping outside of the United States. So, and while Tex-Mex Biomex is tallying those votes, here's some info from Rusty. There's some stats on your fart coin, Dave.
So Biomex, is it? I mean, are there two people in the running, right? Those two people would just have to guess a new number, right?
yeah, I think so. So who do you have down? Because I'm looking. Alex O was pretty
Private
close.
chat it.
And someone else. There's a couple of people that are pretty close. Now I gotta private chat it. Depends on when we're calling it. So if we're calling it now, I'll go back and get all the numbers and we'll go from there.
Do we just have one?
Yeah. Let's just private chat it real quick. Let me see. My new screen set up. I gotta bend to see what's on my screen here.
Alex wants to know if we're being fair, like CAD fair, not fair like as in fair.
We're not taking more entries. That's just the
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to take so long. But hey, we're having fun.
And are there any tariffs on the hat?
Are there any tariffs on the hat?
So what are we doing to get the next one? What are we doing?
the number between 1 and 100. Pick a number. And
All
I
right.
think all the votes are in. Let me see what Tony's got back here.
Well, that's if it's
Wow.
that's-
So everyone else went over, huh?
Yeah. Everybody else was over. Or way under.
well, that's
Then I'm going to tell you who. So the number was 66. And according to our official records, tabulated by Tex-Mex Biomex, it looks like Taco Berry was number 53. He guessed number 53.
His first guess.
I don't know if he's
Happy
qualified.
birthday.
Really? That is because he's your boy?
That's my son.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't know the number, right?
No, I mean he's not here.
It was an official guess. He didn't know the number.
Okay, I mean usually in the fine print, you know, it says you can't be related to or work for Billy Goat Tales, but I guess we didn't have that.
No, we didn't. I mean, he's not here. He didn't see the number, so he guessed. I want to go with who was the actual closest. So your boys. So that's great. I'll bring the hat to you, Jimmy. And
Save on shipping.
yep.
Just bring it and give it to Taco Berry himself.
If you guys like this, we have several hats. We have books. We have hats. We'd love to give it away each time. Again, if you're not in the U.S., we got to send you the USDT equivalent because it's just so expensive to ship anything anymore. But with that said, man, we're at the end of the show. It went that fast. We appreciate everybody coming up on Sunday and hanging out with the Billy Goat Tales team. Appreciate you. Looking forward to meeting some of you at the Bitcoin conference. And of course, on Tuesday, our X Base, we have Jason Brett, who just got back from the Hong Kong Web3 crypto summit over there. And people like Ethereum, Vitalik was speaking, a lot of great speakers there. Big event. And he's very involved in like the DC legislation stuff. So he's going to inform us of what's kind of going on behind the curtain. And he's just freshly back. So we look forward to doing a total crypto market update on Tuesday on our X Base, which is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hope to see you guys there. And with that said, we'll see you next week on Billy Goat Tales. Peace out, everyone.
Thanks.
Have a
DDT.
great day.